Buongiorno guys, today we are making Fiorentina with a balsamic vinegar sauce. So to start, let's get our nice cut of meat and pat it dry on both sides. Also, let's add a generous amount of salt, and to make sure it penetrates, maybe give it a little massage. If you were working with Japanese beef, maybe a little shiatsu, but that's really up to your personal preferences. Let's put it on a cooling rack and set it in the fridge for 30 minutes to a couple hours. And this process is called dry brine. It's gonna make sure that the salt really goes deep inside our beef and make sure that we get a nice flavorful crust. Let's open the fridge, put it in, pat it, see you later, then take it out after our desired amount of time. Again, pat it dry once more. Our Fiorentina is now already salted, so let's just add a little pepper and maybe slap it a little bit. And our steak is now ready to go into the oven, so let's put it in for maybe 10 minutes per side at 110 Celsius, because we're later going to sear the edges and create that nice crust in a pan. And as a side dish, we're gonna make some baby green peppers. So let's get a shallot or an onion. If you're not that fancy, cut it up. Also, this isn't just good for your stomach, but also for your feelings. So simply let it out. Cut up our baby peppers. Get rid of all the nasty seeds with your trusted knife, or if you're smarter than me, by simply washing them under running water. Let's turn our stove on medium-high heat. Add a drizzle of olive oil, your shallots and your baby peppers, and spice them up with some salt, pepper, and garlic powder. And it's only gonna take a few minutes if you want them crunchy like I do, so just wait for them to be a little bit more charred on the edges and you're good to go. Now let's get our steak onto our screaming hot pan. And here it shouldn't take longer than a few minutes per side to create that nice crust we're looking for. Repeat the process with the other side and with the edges of our steak. That's very important because all the fat is gonna turn nice and crispy. And when your crust looks extra crusty, remove the Fiorentina, add in some butter and your preferred aromatics. Here I'm going very classic with some fresh rosemary and some garlic. Wait for the butter to really start smelling, well, amazing. And then let's add back our Fiorentina and pour on top some balsamic vinegar. Swirl all our beautiful juices around and baste the steak with it. Now let's remove the steak and our aromatics and sieve some flour in to add thickness to our sauce. Okay, now that we're all done, let's just cut up our steak. Yep, that looks about right, all nice, pink and juicy. As you can see, the fillet is also slightly more cooked than the sirloin, but that's sort of to be expected because the thickness wasn't super even. But you know, that's part of the game. Let's add a little bit of our now thicker sauce. Let's get back our baby peppers, and our meat is ready to be eaten. Yep, that's what I'm looking for. As you can see here, I also invited my cameraman because, you know, when you don't pay people, it's sort of a good practice to feed them, I guess. All right, and if you were wondering if it's actually good, here's the reaction of my cameraman. Okay, that's all for now, guys, so I'll see you next time with a new recipe. Ciao, ciao!